لمعالي السيد لويك فوشون رئيس المجلس العالمي للمياه والرئيس السابق لشركة إمدادات المياه في مارسيليا. السيد فوشون كان رئيساً لمجلس المياه العالمي من 2005 إلى 2012، أعيد انتخابه في 2018 وهو حاصل على رتبة شوفالييه من وسام جوقة الشرف الفرنسي عام 2003، عضو في العديد من المنظمات الدولية غير الحكومية وفريق الخبراء والقادة رفيع المستوى بشأن المياه والكوارث.
Your Excellency, Dr. Mohamed Abdelhadi, my dear friend, Mrs. and Mr. Ministers, ambassadors, dear friends of water, it's always a great honor for the World Water Council and its president to participate in the Cairo Water Week. Relations between Egypt and our council are long-standing and very friendly. The government of Egypt contributed to the creation of the World Water Council 25 years ago, and its first president was Dr. Mahmoud Abu Zaid, and let me greet him and assure him of my full consideration. Talking about water in Egypt is natural. The Nile, as it has been said, is a nourishing river that throughout the centuries has irrigated the Egyptian intelligence and the Egyptian culture. Thanks to the Nile, Egypt is a great water nation that knows the ills of water scarcity and the benefits of a pure and abundant water. And yet in the world, dear friends, water is suffering, and it's no longer sufficient to satisfy the water needs for nature and human beings. It must be said clearly and forcefully, humanity is living beyond its own water means. Humanity is mistreating water. Water is missing, water is wasted, water is abused almost everywhere in the world. Can we imagine, ladies and gentlemen, can we imagine that situation can continue? Can we imagine that the planet can continue to live with polluted air and abused water? Water is in crisis in addition to the many other crises that threaten our survival. Food crisis, health crisis, energy crisis, and this water crisis also added to diplomatic, military, nuclear, ocean, and geostrategic tensions in general. Ladies and gentlemen, air and water are the first resources essential to life, and we must therefore take special care to protect them. This land, this region of the Mashrek is particularly affected by these threats to water. Aridity, of course, has always been a characteristic of this great region, from the Atlantic to the Indian Ocean, from the Black Sea to the Horn of Africa, from the Arabian Peninsula to the Great Sahara Desert. Over the centuries, humans have sometimes allowed the desert to expand through carelessness or resignation. But we have also, through our creative genius, your Egyptian genius, to tame it and multiply houses and irrigated areas to provide abundance and prosperity. However, today the world's population is growing faster than the desert, and the population demands more and more water to produce food, to manufacture cars, to meet better hygiene. The earth is thirsty, and men are hungry. Not only for food, men are hungry for security, for progress, for development. Cities are becoming more and more populated, but megacities are not smart cities. They are first and foremost reservoirs of poverty, reservoirs of misery and labor force, where the new slaves of modern times are packed. The climate and its evolution is an additional difficulty. Here, some more water, and there rains, torrential rains appearing, there increasing droughts. At the same time, scarcity is expanding. But I would like to thank you, Dr. Elati. Look at this wall. For the first time in an important international conference, the world population appears with water. And this person, man, woman, children, I don't know, is expressing this new idea that nature needs water and water needs nature. Thank you for that. So this is the current situation: natural aridity, economic growth and social progress, overpopulation and climate are the enemies of water security. And as I was saying there, nature also requires water more and more to protect our ecosystems and enhance biodiversity. We need water for man and we need water for nature. We no longer have a choice to do nothing, to hear nothing, to remain silent, to look the other way is to give way to tensions, to conflicts, and who knows, to wars. The necessity is to wake up, to consult, to innovate, to carry the voice of water, to create a true water consciousness. This is our imperious obligation. How can we do this? How can we do this? First, by conviction, by convincing all the leaders of the planet, head of states, government, ministers, parliamentarians, basin authorities, mayors, local elected people, convince them that providing, respecting, and sharing access to water for all is both a duty and a right. On one hand, it's a universal and collective right. It's urgent right to be included in the constitutions and founding texts of each country, each region, each city. Let us recall that today only quite 50 states have met this necessary obligation in their constitutions. Only 50. But if it's a collective right, it's also an individual right, a social right for each child, each woman, each man to have access every day, every hour to the minimum water supplies, the necessary quantity and the acceptable quality. And at this moment, I'd like to say that if Egypt suffers from all these threats to water, experiencing water scarcity, Egypt is one of the best laboratory of solutions that the world has implemented. Egypt is taking the best of the latest technological innovations to increase water supply. Let me mention a few examples. Egypt is already operating quite 20 desalination plants and is planning to construct around 50 before 2030. Egypt is implementing reuse of wastewater with modern wastewater treatment plants, which gradually allow to re-inject water for nature, water for agriculture, and even tomorrow, water for domestic use. In 2020, the wastewater treatment plant of Mashama in the governorate of Ismailia received the first prize of the best project of reused water in the world, delivered by the Engineering New Record. In the same time, the Red Sea Governorate has been experimenting since 2016 treated wastewater to irrigate parks and public gardens, like other cities in the Maghreb, including Algeria, Tunisia, or Rabat in Morocco. These actions, ladies and gentlemen, are examples of the ability to use advanced technological and digital development to cope with the decline in resources from the Nile. Egypt is also a forerunner in terms of regulation and control of the demand for fresh water and its consumption. The government of Egypt is showing vision and courage, political courage in this area. Farmers are now enticed to respect new regulations. From now on, restrictions of certain crops such as rice, sugar, bananas, and others are underway. Wide supervision is probably set. Drip irrigation is becoming the rule. On this path, Egypt is indeed a laboratory, an example for so many countries experiencing water scarcity. Egypt is a water champion, and it has to be said now to the world, to the entire world. And with Dr. Helati, we will, during the next months, take a few initiatives to let us know to the water community in the world what are the capacities and the innovation which are now developed in Egypt. One more word about transboundary basins, which are today at the center of a new hydro strategic order. Successful example of basin governance exists, such as the Senegal River, the Rhine River, the Paraná River in South America, established through treaties and dedicated organizations where dialogue and sharing are the rule. There are more other complex examples. I don't forget Congo, Mrs. Minister. There are more other complex examples where tensions continues due to strong political sensitivities and permanent media pressure. This is the case of the Nile River, where the construction of the Renaissance Dam in Ethiopia has triggered major tensions with downstream states such as Sudan and Egypt. Dialogue, dialogue, dialogue. These tensions, these conflicts clearly show the need for a real hydro diplomacy that our council has developed since its creation 25 years ago. These tensions show also that achieving water security requires a political will first. Let us be very clear, ladies and gentlemen, water is politics. Definitely. The priority to be given to politics is first and foremost a decision for the states, of the states, all over the world. It's also a universal awareness that requires the adoption of laws and regulations and budgets that will translate this priority, this political priority, into concrete actions and immediate response. And Egypt has a major role to play in this context. We, the World Water Council, we invite Egypt in the coming months to bring its experience, its know-how, its own answers to the world of water, which will meet on the occasion of the 9th World Water Forum. This forum, as Minister Thiam has told you a few moments ago, is co-organized by the Republic of Senegal, the city of Dakar, and the World Water Council. This 9th World Water Forum will be the forum of solutions, will be the forum of response, as populations demand to give real expression to access to water for all. So join us to win this peaceful battle. Join us and become a member of the World Water Council. It's a very important moment to reinforce the voice of water worldwide. Thank you. Thank you, all of us, for your contribution. Congratulations, dear Minister, for this new innovative Cairo Water Week, which enlarges the participation to scientists, to young students, young professionals, more women, best practice for farmers, to bring the voice of water from Egypt to the world. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your hospitality. Thank you for your confidence. I wish all of you full success in the work of the 4th Cairo Water Week. Thank you again.